Why do we get hooked on certain things? One day, it's all about those quirky pet rocks, and the next, everyone's treating Beanie Babies like they're gold. Fads, they come and go, sweeping us up in a wave of excitement. And let's be honest, sometimes a bit of madness. Fast forward to today. And it's a whole new kind of frenzy. Picture this, it's dawn and there's a crowd outside Target, not for the latest smartphone or Black Friday deals, but for a Stanley Cup. Yeah, the drink cup. Specifically, the pink Starbucks edition. Talk about dedication, right? So what's the deal with the Stanley Cup? Is it just the latest chapter in our long history with fads, or is there something more to this trend? Let's dive into the world of fads. We'll explore the rise of the Stanley Cup craze and try to unravel if it's just a passing obsession or something that's here to stay. Stick around, this is gonna get interesting. Alright, so let's try to make sense of this madness. Why do we leap onto these fad bandwagons? Is it really about the product, or is there something else at play here? First, there's our good old herd mentality. See, when everyone around us is buzzing about the latest thing, be it a rock that's a pet or a cup that's suddenly a fashion statement, it triggers something in us. It's like, if they have it, I need it too. But do we really? I mean, the Stanley Cup, it's just a water bottle, right? But you see it everywhere. The gym, the office, that hip cafe down the street. It's not just about hydration anymore. It's a ticket to the cool club. Because apparently, what you drink from now defines your social status. And then there's nostalgia, our weakness for the good old days. It's why we see comebacks like Tamagotchis. They tug at our heartstrings, reminding us of a simpler time. It's clever, really. Rebrand something old and watch it fly off the shelves. Because who doesn't love a trip down memory lane? This nostalgia trick works because it's like a warm, emotional blanket. It's comforting and familiar, and let's be honest, sometimes it's a bit of a cash grab on our sentiments. We're reliving our childhood through a digital pet or a retro cup, and suddenly we're back in those carefree days. So let's zero in on that Stanley Cup, this modern marvel of a fad. Here's a company over a century old, known for its rugged, no-nonsense drinkware. And then comes the Quencher. Stanley, traditionally the buddy of outdoorsmen and blue-collar workers, decides to shake things up. Enter the Quencher, a 40-ounce behemoth designed for, well, who was it designed for originally? The Quencher made its debut with little fanfare in 2016. It had a handle, a size fit for a car cup holder, and frankly, it was just another product in Stanley's lineup, or so they thought. Then comes the Game Changer, a shift in marketing strategy spearheaded by a new president with a fresh vision. Suddenly, the Quencher isn't just a cup, it's a lifestyle accessory. And who's leading the charge? Not the rugged adventurers or the hard-hatted laborers, but a demographic Stanley hadn't fully catered to before. Women, influencers, bloggers, nurses, teachers, you name it, the Quencher became a favorite, and not just for its practicality. With an array of colors to choose from, it wasn't just about keeping your drink cold anymore. It was about making a statement, and social media, well, that just added fuel to the fire. Hashtags, viral videos, Insta stories, the Quencher was everywhere. Colors sold out in minutes, and people lined up in the wee hours just to get their hands on the latest drop. It became less about hydration and more about, do you have that latest? A century-old brand finds itself at the center of a modern fad, all thanks to a strategic shift and the power of social media. The Stanley Quencher, more than just a cup, it's a statement, apparently. Now, let's park that Stanley for a minute and rewind. How does this latest craze stack up against the fads of yesteryears? Think pet rocks, Cabbage Patch Kids, and the frenzy they whipped up. Back in the day, marketing was a different ballgame. No social media, no influencers. It was TV ads, word of mouth, and a whole lot of luck. Pet rocks, believe it or not, became a hit largely through quirky marketing and sheer novelty. Then you have Cabbage Patch Kids in the 80s, a craze that had parents scrambling in toy aisles. The strategy? Create a unique product and let the media and consumer buzz do the rest. But notice something. These fads, while massive, were almost accidental in their success. But if you fast forward to the Stanley Cup, here the approach was more calculated. Social media strategy targeting specific demographics and creating a continuous buzz. It's not just about catching lightning in a bottle, it's about keeping that spark alive. And let's talk dollars and cents. Fads like these aren't just cultural phenomena, they're economic engines. Remember the secondary market frenzy for Beanie Babies? Prices skyrocketed. Same with Stanley Cups, limited editions selling for multiples of their retail price. Their economic ripple effects are real. Market shortages, secondary market booms, and even impact on manufacturing and retail strategies. The Stanley Cup, for instance, has seen its share of early morning lineups and sold out signs, much like the toy crazes of the past. So while the essence of fad remains the same, a sudden surge in popularity often defying logic, the way that they come to life and impact the market has evolved. The journey of fads is as fascinating as the products themselves. Alright, so we've talked about the rise, the hype, the frenzy, but here's the million-dollar question. Is the Stanley Stanley Cup a fleeting trend, or is it here for the long haul? To gauge the staying power of a trend like this, we need to look beyond the hype. Sure, it's the must-have item just now, but what about next year or the year after? One point in its favor is utility. The Stanley Cup isn't just a pretty face, it's functional. It keeps your drinks hot or cold, it's durable, fits in your car's cup holder. There's a lot more that can be said than, say, for a pet rock. Then there's innovation. Stanley hasn't just rested on the laurels of the Quencher. New designs, features, colors, keeps it fresh. And in a world where we quickly tire of the same old, innovation could keep the Stanley Cup from being a one-hit wonder. And let's not forget emotional resonance. For many, the Stanley Cup has become more than a drink container. It's a fashion statement, a workout companion, a daily ritual. When a product weaves itself into the fabric of our daily lives, it's got a good shot at longevity. Here's a combined rundown of what we've learned about the making of a fad, or perhaps the birth of a lasting trend. Utility and functionality. Does the product serve a practical purpose? Like the Stanley Cup keeping your drink just right, utility can be a big factor in a product's staying power. Innovation and evolution. Adaptability to changing times and continuous innovation help a trend stay relevant. Think about the simple, rugged design of the original Stanley evolved into today's stylish Quencher. Emotional resonance. The emotional connection we form with products, be it through nostalgia or sense of identity, plays a huge role, just like the emotional pull-off of Tamagotchis from the past. Cultural and social influence. How a product taps into the cultural zeitgeist, social movements, or becomes part of our daily rituals can make a huge difference. It's what transformed the humble Stanley into a lifestyle statement. Market dynamics. Market saturation, economic accessibility, and celebrity endorsements can significantly impact a trend's trajectory. And then there's number 6, digital and media impact. In our connected world, the role of social media and viral marketing can't be overstated. They're the modern megaphones amplifying a trend's reach. So there we have it, a blend of practicality, emotion, culture, and a touch of marketing genius. These are the ingredients in the recipe for a trend's success. As for the Stanley Cup, it seems to tick quite a few of these boxes, but will it stand the test of time? Will it evolve from a fad into a staple? Only time will tell. What do you think? Is it a fad or forever? Don't forget to subscribe.